I've heard the question, is life destiny or do you just make up everything yourself? I think you just make up life as you go along. I had a conversation with a friend yesterday and we were talking about like things that we could see ourselves doing in the future that we both know that we're going to do in the future. I had a whole plan for this channel and how I wanted to make it. And then I kind of realized like why are you trying to be so perfect now? This is a message to everybody. Stop trying to be perfect because it's probably not going to work. Everybody says to develop your own style, but for a lot of overthinkers, I think the question becomes, okay, how do you make your own style? And to be honest, I think the answer is I don't know. Because like I said earlier, what did we say, class? You make it up as you go along. Yes, correct. A plus for you, Bob. A plus for you, Jimmy. Samantha, shut the fuck. You got the answer wrong. Go sit in the back of the class. Detention. Detention, Samantha. Forgive me, guys. I have a little bit of a but I think that the key for anybody to win in what they're doing and how if you're just starting out, I think the way to develop your own style is to just head in first and see what you like. That does not mean copy your favorite artists or whoever you look up to in whatever they do. If I like the way that Cole Bennett directs a music video, I think that the way that he does certain text overlays looks fucking cool. I'm gonna try and implement something similar to that in my video or try and copy it if I could. But that does not mean I should copy the exact way he edits his video in and out. Or because then whose style will my video become like? Or who will everybody call me in the music video industry? A Cole Bennett clone. A Cole Bennett clone, right? Yeah, correct, Samantha. Fine. Come back here. You deserve that. And to be honest, I think it's more cooler to be you than it is to just copy somebody else. And if you're just beginning in whatever niche that you're trying to get into, you should let the shitty work show. A lot of the janky work that people end up making at first can blow up. And even though it looks shitty, you look back on it when you're successful with fond memories because those were probably the times that shape who you are. And I think I'm just now realizing that if you try to overshadow that and be something bigger than try to put more pressure on yourself than you need, you're not. It's like how Loki in his TV show got 60 years of character development by looking at his life when Mobius showed him the projector thing. You're not supposed to know how your life turns out that early, I think. Or you can have a goal set in mind, but you're not supposed to know every step of the way because then it ruins the fun and the adventure of it. So I think that the beginning stages, just chill out. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is just don't put too much pressure on yourself. You can have a lot of pressure to be successful in whatever you want to go for, but the main thing right now is just trying to experiment and work with what you have. Get your foot in the door. Have fun with what you do. Stop or don't try to copy everybody else. Copy a little bit of things here from there. I heard a good saying from an Uber driver that dropped me off yesterday. She said, when I asked her a few questions because we got into a good conversation, she said, I mean, she didn't say that was me, but she said, if you're looking at a person that you look up to, take what you need specifically from them, and then everything else is theirs to keep because that's their style, that's their kuleana. Kuleana in Hawaiian means responsibility, and it's their character within itself. It's not yours. You can take part of it to inspire you because it adds to your character, right? But when you just blindly follow somebody, that's how they become an idol because you're just like a cult member of them. You're not really yourself anymore. So you need to have that little bit of sense of something that gives you character so that you're not just a clone of somebody else because that everybody in general, it'll probably get old quick because you're gonna have no character. We've all had that phase where something goes wrong in our life and it messes us up a little bit and we try to become too much of something that we're not because we think that that's the scapegoat, and it's easy, right? You just follow it and you'll become a better person. So what constitutes a unique person and unique style? Okay, let me lay this out, get it out of my mind. One thing I'd say is, or how do you act? Your characteristic traits follow you everywhere that you go. The way that you walk, if you walk with your head down, if you walk with your shoulders back, if you walk with a little groove to you, these are all signs of character. Head down is a sign of low confidence or sadness that might be portrayed to the world if you do something like that. A person who walks with their head up and arms to the side and their shoulders back signifies a strong presence, a little bit of confidence to them, and structure. A person who walks and they rock a little or gets a little speedy or likes to kind of just glide around and have a little like strut to them, it could signify not caring more, because that's how I walk a little bit. Like, not trying to say anything, but that's just how I walk, because I got music blasting in my ears at all times, which is why I can't hear anything. Help. It feels like I got a flashbang through my ear. Can somebody help me, please? Oh, where am I? Huh? How you walk, your habits. Just like that, little telltale signs, they can be understood by everybody. So everybody can get a sense of what your character is. There's just something about having character to yourself and having charisma, or just knowing how to have humor. Everything that you like, it should be added on with what you think would work. Like 90% experimentation and then 10% copying somebody else. I think that's the formula. 90% figuring it out as you go along. Like if you want to edit a video, or if you want to shoot a music video, and I decide to go out, shoot it, start editing it, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to look up the basics, right? So I look up the basics and I edit like that, how the video tells me. That's giving me the basics. It's not me copying somebody else. It's just giving me structure with what to work with, or knowing what to work with. And then I think like, yo, this text overlay is pretty sick. Let me try and add that to the video. And I'm like, oh, this actually looks pretty cool. Let me put a 3D effect on it. Then, whether you know it or not, a couple videos later, that ends up becoming your style. And it's like, yeah, no, I just like that thing, so I used it. Nobody teaches you exactly how they did that. Or like, you know what I mean? Like nobody teaches that person like, oh, use this text effect because it's the best looking. If they like it, then they'll use it. Or if the client likes it, then they'll tell them to use it. But it's not like everything has a set formula. Everything is meant to be taken inspiration from, but I don't think anything is meant to be completely copied, because then you just become like everybody else. So yeah, moral of the story is I look fucking sexy, and more importantly, or less importantly, you look fucking sexy. You got a good style. I can see the way that you smile. I can see the way that you make your hair. You specifically, you have a certain walk to you. You have a certain talk to you. Even if you don't show it that much and you're an introvert, you still have those certain things. Like if you're trying to date a person and you say, oh, I like this, and then they say, oh, I like this. That's how people become linked, right? Is because they both like the certain thing, or like certain things. The same thing applies to making your own style. You just have to intertwine things that you like and make it fun. Be yourself. Figure it out as you go along. Figure your life out as you go along. You don't need to know everything right now, but you should never ever just be stagnant and just try to go along, or just try to go through the motions of life, because that is how you'll fall behind. And it took me many months of inactivity to find that out. So yeah, man, just be yourself.